How you doing? Today I'm covering a beautiful module and it's free. It's called the Ganshaggr, or the Curse of the Ganshaggr, and it's by Gus L, I believe, and you can get it on drive-thru. There's a link below. I'm going to tell you now why you really do want to read it. It's been one of the most fun modules I've read for a long time. Absolutely brilliantly written and so much effort put into it. Now, it's weird as hell as well, which I like weird as hell. So let's start at the beginning. This is about a goose, like a killer goose, and you are working for the Goose King. So it is a bit odd. You could twist it if you wanted a normal fantasy setting, but like I haven't run this, but I would love to run the hell out of this as a one-shot because it's so fun. The Goose King sits in a squat great hall among verdant fields won by his ancestors. He feasts nightly on the most succulent turf, rich foreign wines and the finest lettuces. In the swampy dark outside, his kingdom crumbles and suffers. That gives you an idea of the quality of the writing in this. And this thing is free. And you can see the layout of it is absolutely beautiful. It's written so well. It's great to read, even if you're never going to run it. So essentially you have this Goose King that has inherited this kingdom, and he's crap. And but the great gander of the clay marshes, the despoiler, the land devourer, the sword-blessed terror bird, maimer of champions, curse of the wrathful stars has come again. The Ganshaggr's scream rips the night in a contemptuous accusation, sounding the Goose King's failure. Come on, how good is that? And so this is the thing. The Goose King is basically a coward, and the king decrees that he must not face the ravening monster himself. So he seeks a champion, as it's his royal right to do so. He's going to pay you a load of gold to go and kill this Ganshaggr goose demon thing, and which is a great way to start a one-shot. So I love the fact that when you start off here with the rumours seem to make no sense at all, but they're actually really cool rumours that help your players unwrap what's going on. And although this is like in a kind of whimsical way, because you're dealing with killer goose, it is terrifying as well, because this thing will kill your players in seconds if they are not clever. And the module really does a great job at seeding information through that if they don't pick up on it, they are going to be absolutely... it's not going to work out good for them. So this will give you some more examples now about the quality of the writing in this module. When they're talking about the clay marshes, the fetid grey muck of the clay marshes, a worthless expanse of brackish streams, grey mud, drowned corpses and fibrous weeds. The quality of that writing just isn't available in most modules, especially ones that you're paying a lot of money for. So we're going to start. I'm not going to go into huge detail on this module because it's free, so you're going to get it. But also I don't want to spoil it because it's so cool. Oh, by the way, if you like these videos and you haven't subscribed, most of you haven't, please do. It makes a big difference for me. So, and I never ask, so yeah, hit the button. Thank you. Right, so let's jump back in. The farm. You come up on this farm, and it's like a ramshackle farm. And when you go there, within the farm there is Gris, a one-legged goose matron. Red, a handsome young man missing his left arm. Totten, the inevitable, a robed and ragged figure, shrouded figure with both a leg and arm missing by the fire. This is an odd thing for you to be walking into, but you go in there and they end up making you a feast. Each offers you, and if you ask them about the Ganshaggr, each will give you an extra rumour, which again is giving your players that information they need to know what they're going to have to do to fight it. And that's one of the things that this module does, is it just drops little moments again and again in the module that players get to build up an arsenal of information. Because in these harder modules, in these things where you're facing something deadly, it's not about just how hard you can hit it, it's about how much you know beforehand, and this does a brilliant job at doing it. So basically they provide you a feast. And this feast will potentially give you both blessing and curse. And this is the interesting thing. It's a bit odd, but the feast is a ragu of stew with bread, salad of marsh greens and cabbage. So there's several dishes. The main dishes are both blessed and cursed. Each is made from a missing limb of the former champions, and all of these three beat up things are former champions that have went and fought the Ganshaggr at some point in the future and lost, and they feed you this meal, which is a bit odd, which has their parts in it. But if you eat something that is similar to your character, you get cursed, but if not, you get blessed. And I love the fact that happens. So and you get cursed with the mark of the cannibal, so you start to get a little more canid teeth, that kind of thing. But it can be removed. So if you sleep at the bell at the farm, then you're going to wake up refreshed, all your exhaustion is gone, you get full hit points. But the farm is deserted and derelict. The gardens are now overgrown with weeds and brambles. Your packs have been searched. Any bells which you have in your possession have been stolen, which again is giving more clues but making things more difficult for the players. And the farmers are not what they seem. Each is a former champion granted immortality as servants of the Ganshaggr. And that's just the cool thing about this module. There's so much of this stuff wrapped up within it. The characters that you're fighting, everything you're fighting is amazing. Really, really well put together. So like you've got Greyfeather, which is Gris, a tall, massively thewed goose maiden wearing the scintillating shield. It's just like there's nothing that there's not just like you fight a goblin. Everything is extraordinary and magical and exquisite, which is beautiful. So again, we're going to give you an introduction to the Ganshaggr. This is superb. Tall as a shrine steeple, bright as of serrated beak and cunning, and cruel of cunning blue eyes, pecks that stripe with serpent quickness, and force enough to shatter a destrier's skull, festooned with chains, bedecked with dented golden crowns, and pierced with ancient swords. The Ganshaggr is no mortal beast grown from an egg, but a cosmic rebuke hatched from the misrule and fashioned by a grim avian god to destroy the kings and champions. Like, that's such a good big bad for a module. Another thing that it has weaknesses. I'm not going to go into weaknesses now, but every big bad should have weaknesses, and that's part of your players getting something out of a module. Is not just to beat something, it's uncovering the mystery that's wrapped around it to understand how to beat it. That's what a module should be doing, and that's what this does in spades. So here is the map of the Ganshaggr's kind of like hideout or where it lives. Every room in this is unique and beautiful and different, and kind of has not a puzzle but a mystery in its own way to unwrap for players. So there's a trophy tree, and we're going to give you an idea of some of the just not bland items in it. On this tree there's a magical item which is a knight's shield, but it's cursed, so that the owner, it's blessed and cursed, so the owner is immune to fear, which is super cool, but at the same time they cannot reject any challenge, and they don't have the ability to abandon the shield. How cool is that? All of a sudden one of your players can't back down from a challenge. That's a lot of fun. That's an awful lot of fun, both for you and for your players to have fun with. So, and it's got loads of that kind of thing in it. So within here you have a hall of pillars, and let me give you an idea. So the shrine, the candle shrine, okay, which is here. Every surface is covered in melted wax, studded with candles stubs that fail to hide the glint of gold. A pile of reddish rags in the corner. The shrine keeper will croak offers to sell candles and explain that prayers are answered based on the value of coins placed beneath the candles. You're going to have some players that are going to try and steal some, possibly, in which case things do not go well for them. You have further down you get to the Hall of Pillars, and within this hall there is an altar, a candlelit enamelled altar. Now on that altar there is a feather blade. The feather blade would help you fight the Ganshaggr. Any sword placed on it from what in here, which is a travel turn, will then turn into a feather blade. Now, feather blade can only be used once for one battle, so it gives you a chance to sacrifice something to create something magical that will help you in your final battle, which is cool. And there's lots of these kind of like seeded throughout the things, little things that you can do that will increase your chances if the players are clever, and if they pick up on the vibe of the entire module. So another kind of cool thing here is there's a Ghost King that you might meet. The Ghost King appears as a floating, transparent answer Lord of War. It will ask for a crown to be covered from the Ganshaggr. If given a crown, any crown will do. It will bless the giver's weapon. And again, all these things that are letting your players power up through the journey of this kind of one-shot to fight this beast that will kill them very easily if they don't take it seriously. So another thing I'm going to point out here, there's a secret door later on. This is a proper secret door in my opinion. So tapping the rear wall of the southern suggests there's a void behind it. It's fairly easy to find. Looking at the mosaics closely reveal 3 goose folk among the hidden elves, behaving inappropriately, drinking, sleeping, wiping blood from a sword. If all 3 are pressed at once, they will reveal essentially a latch, and it will give you a staircase that will give you a nice way into something better. That for me is what a secret door should be. It should be not 100% obvious, but kind of easy to find, but you have to figure something out. It's not just a case of you find it, I roll, I'm done. You actually have to do something to figure a way through it. There's no point in knowing a secret door and getting through it are 2 different things. And it's cool to kind of like challenge your players in that way. So, overall, this module is just beautiful, and it's free, and you can pick it up on drive-thru, and there's a link below for it. I want to cover some more Gus L stuff because they're really, really cool, and yeah, pick it up. You're going to spend half an hour reading it and really enjoy it. So that's my gift for you on Saturday. I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't liked the video, please do, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.